Hey guys, welcome to another video in my 5 million gold from scratch series. It is finally the second week of patch 8.3. Today the mythic raids come out, so I hope you guys were all prepared, especially if you're on high pop servers, for the massive demand that will be happening today for all crafting professions. I'm not as prepared as I was hoping, but it's still pretty early in terms of when people are raiding, so I still got a few more hours to prepare and get stuff up on the auction house. But let's take a look at the gold that we earned from the previous week. There was a bug last week to where we weren't receiving any mails of any sold auctions that were stackable items. We got no gold. So last week we had, even though it was our biggest opening so far at, I think it was 266k gold across all the characters, we did not receive any gold from the stackable items. This week we have all of the sales of the stackable items from the first week of patch 8.3, so last week, plus we have all the sales from this week as well. So it is a kind of a double opening, and I was hoping that we would get a ton of gold today, and I am super excited to show you how much gold we got across all the characters. This character especially got hit the worst because it was a gathering character that sold materials, and we didn't receive a single sell last week for a material because we got no gold the entire week. So yeah, I'm super excited to show you guys how much gold we're going to be opening up this week. First things first, however, we do need to go over how much gold I spent during the week so we know how much we're going to actually profit after we open up all the gold. So we ended off last video at 366k gold, and we are starting out this week at basically 178k gold. So we spent quite a bit. We spent 188k gold during the course of the week. That's more than we even have left over. So we spent almost over half of our gold in total. But it was just to keep up with the demand of patch 8.3. Every profession is selling like crazy, so it's just a bunch of buying materials and then crafting stuff. I did also have to farm so many materials this week. I spent a lot of hours gathering this week, which is crazy because I haven't really gathered in like the past month at all. But materials were so expensive because of the auction house reset, and I just had to go out and farm my own materials basically. However, once again, I'm super excited to show you guys how much gold we're going to make on this character, especially because we have materials that we sold last week, plus everything obviously from this week as well. So it's basically a double week on this character. And the first opening is 203,357 gold. So we are already in the green on the first character. We are positive, what is that, like 20k. We're just gonna say 20k. I know it's not 20k, but I don't want to do the mental math right now. So let's scroll all the way to the bottom. It does say 23 days, but that was 7 days ago. But what I mean is this is from 2 weeks ago. That's what I mean. Most of the stuff, actually basically anything that says 23 days is all from last week. So we can kind of go over what we sold last week and also what we sold this week. Because when the auction house was fixed and the mailbox bug was fixed, it just sent everything at once. So that's how we know what was sold last week. And most of it is going to be BFA materials because, like I mentioned, the auction house was basically reset. All of the auctions were taken off the auction house for patch 8.3 and the the new revamp. So what that means is everybody that came back the next morning after the patch, they kind of just posted materials at whatever they wanted. And since it's BFA materials, they still were selling for these kind of crazy high prices. Some materials were selling for like 100 gold a piece. If we look at the Storm Silver ore and the Osmite ore, I'm pretty sure that both of these were selling for like, I think the Storm Silver ore was selling for like 90 gold each, and this Osmite ore is maybe like 50 gold each, maybe 45 gold each, which is a lot more than usual. Star Moss, this is selling for I think 20 something gold each, maybe 25 gold each. So yeah, a lot of BFA materials. I didn't really plan on selling any of my materials, to be honest, that I had stockpiled before patch 8.3. I figured I would just use them all on crafting, but the prices were so high on these materials that I felt like it would be better to sell the materials and, have to rebuy them later when the prices would normalize over the course of the couple weeks. They're pretty much normal now. It was basically just the first week and a half where the prices were just crazy. Also, selling some vendor materials, vendor materials right here. You go and buy these off the vendor, enchanting vellums for like 2 silver each, I was selling them for 10 gold each, I believe, maybe 8 gold each. And I need to buy more because that's all I bought, because I only bought them to test. And since patch 8.3 came out, you know, people needed a lot more enchants, so people were just buying the vellums off the auction house for some reason instead of going to the vendor. I don't know why, but I should have capitalized on that a lot more. I could have made so much more gold if I noticed this, but once again, last week there was a mailbox bug and I didn't know what I was selling, so I didn't even notice that I sold these, so I have none on the auction house probably. Once again, Tide Spray Linen, I think that's like 10 gold each, which is crazy high for my server. I think most servers, that's crazy high. Whiptail, this is from Oldham. If you ever need gold and you're just basically like a gatherer, you can go over to Oldham, farm up some Whiptail. It still sells for quite a bit of gold. You can see this is 24 gold each for the Whiptail, if you don't want to do the BFA stuff. I always highly recommend like Kata and Wrath of the Lich King materials. They sell quite well. So also Legion, once again, every single 2 days I go out on my gatherers, you know, herbalism, mining, and skinning, and you go and you collect the Fell Hide, Fell Wart, and Infernal Brimstone, and they still sell quite well as well. Coming up here, this is where some of the big gold comes from. We have a stack of 1.5k Osmite ore that sold for 51.6k. I think this is for 50 gold each, right? Maybe 40 gold each, but I was telling you guys, this is crazy high prices. I think I bought these Osmite ore for maybe, I don't know, 8 gold each. I can actually check if we have some Osmite ore in our inventory. But yeah, I think I bought these at 8 gold each. Once again, I bought like a stack of 2k. It was nothing. I was just like, it was enough for what I needed with a patch 8.3. I did not plan on selling materials, but that was just crazy. I profited so much off that. I definitely did not spend 51k on a stack of 1.5k Osmite ore. And then if we take a look right under that, we have a stack of 3k Tide Spray Linen for 15k. I think that's about 5 gold each, right? So once again, that's pretty high, to be honest. Most of the time it's about 2 gold each, and that's what I always buy Tide Spray Linen, is at 2 gold or less. So I never spent this much on these materials. So it's definitely like I almost doubled and tripled my gold in some of the, I mean, the Osmite ore, that's way more than triple my gold. Going from 8 gold to 50 gold, that's a lot more. So I don't know how much that is, but yeah, I was just making a lot of gold just selling the materials rather than crafting. So that's why I also had to spend a lot of time gathering, because I was gathering the materials I needed for crafting, and I was selling all of my stockpile that I had before the patch. That's basically how I did it this week. So it's a lot of random stacks. So look at this, a stack of 452 monolite ore. This is 90 gold each, I believe. 90 gold each, 452 for 30k. I don't know why people were buying these prices, but you know, that's what they were at, so they had no choice basically. Again, Storm Silver ore, just so many BFA materials selling for quite a bit. Black dye, I sold 1 black dye for 1,000 gold. You buy that off the vendor for I think like 20 copper. I don't know why someone bought that. Blood of the Mountain, I do sell Blood of the Mountains because when I first came back to the game, I went and farmed Dark Iron ore in Molten Core. That's a great farm, along with the Winter Grasp from Wrath of the Lich King and Oldham from Cataclysm. Those are great farms if you don't like the BFA stuff. And then, yeah, the last big thing is going to be a stack of Anchorweed. This is 100 gold each. Right now I have so much Anchorweed, even through all this crafting. I still have so much Anchorweed because I'm just pumping it out on 11 characters a day. There's like no way I'm going to meet this demand with how much I have. So I'm just always going to keep a stack of 1k on the auction house. That's what I decided this week. And I sold 585 out of that 1k stack. So yeah, 55k right there as well. All totaling up to 203k. We had a lot to go over on the Gatherer, but this is because this is 2 weeks worth of gold right here. So yeah, I took advantage of prices, and we are, man, I'm so excited for all the gold that I have to show you guys this week. It is crazy. Starting out with 203k. I'm just going to collect this all up, and I'll see you guys on the next character. So my blacksmith last week had the biggest opening we've had so far in a single mailbox. That was like, I think 100... maybe 130k, I can't quite remember, but we obviously already surpassed that on the druid this week. But still, we have 169k, 169.5k to collect on the blacksmith once again this week, and this is also including all of the stackables that didn't sell, or we couldn't see that sold last week. So that would be some mono hardened stirrups and mono hardened hoof plates. and that was like, what is that? Maybe 16k right there that we didn't see last week. So it's not like we missed out much last week. We still had the biggest opening then. I did buy a lot of tight spray linen, like I was saying. This week I spent a lot of gold on materials, so that's what, 56k on tight spray linen there. But I believe that was like 2 gold each, so it was very cheap at the time. And just this week, once again, the same as last week, just everything is selling, you know. All the uncanny stuff is selling, stirrups are selling, inflatable mount shoes are selling, you know, everything's like 7k each, you can see here. It's quite a bit of gold. Stirrups, once again, just thousands of gold. I'm also selling one of everything that you can craft from BFA, just all the, even the green stuff for Transmog, and even that stuff is selling. So like the model hardened pauldrons of the Aurora, I don't know how to say that, but that's just the like level 289 green that you craft with just monolite ore, and that sold for 2k. So yeah, just everything is selling. Deck pounder for 15k once again, and the rest is, you know, you can just see the numbers. There's quite a bit. It's just gear though. I talked all about this last week, so there's not much to discuss. It's like, yeah, we're still selling all the uncanny gear. It's still selling for a lot of gold. So yeah, I'm going to make sure not to collect all that tight spray linen, so just click sales. So I'm going to collect up this basically 170k on the blacksmith. Oh man, I'm so happy. Moving on to the leatherworker now. I don't believe that my leatherworker has really picked up much gold at all yet, so far, like in the series and the previous videos. But I think this character is going to finally solidify just how much gold we made this week compared to usual. More so than the 2 huge openings that we've had on the druid and the warrior. It's not as much as the druid and the warrior. It's just that we are on our 3rd mailbox in a row of over 100k gold, guys. That's what I think is going to actually just show like how much gold we made this week. Ignore all the tight spray linen bracers. This is for expulsum, you know, scrapping for expulsum, because I logged over to my main that I was talking about in episode 1 of this series. And my main I kind of like left on his own on a high pop server, and I wasn't going to, you know, touch him at all and use him for this challenge. But I logged over on him and I noticed that I had 46 more marks of honor, and that is so many hours of farming marks of honor right there for you know, the uncanny gear recipes. So I decided to steal those marks of honor and throw them over on my leatherworker, and you'll see on my tailor as well. And I decided to split up that 46 and get rank 2 of every single uncanny piece of gear. And now I have at least rank 2 of every single uncanny that can be crafted on every single profession. It was left by a comment in my last video to, it would be a better idea to get rank 2 of everything rather than rank 3 of only one profession. So I took that advice, and now I can make every single piece of uncanny gear, and it's just for 1 more expulsum per craft. So it's not that bad. I do, however, still want to get rank 3 because, I mean, I just hate standing at the scrapper. But, so we are finally selling uncanny gear on the leatherworker. I don't even think we sold any though, to be honest. I'm just explaining why this tight spray linen braces are here, and also giving you an update on where we're at with the leatherworker. But this 112k is not from that at all. I think I sold, yeah, just a couple uncanny pieces, but not that much. But what we sold last week was the Drums of Fury. I thought that would have sold a lot more since it was the first week of patch 8.3. But I guess not. We sold 30 Drums of Fury. So it was a few K that we didn't get to see last week. It wasn't that much. However, this week we sold 2 Uncanny Combatant Bows. So that's for 8k each before the tax. And then we did sell the Legendary Boots from Legion, the Sentinel's Internal Refuge. The prices kind of dropped after patch 8.3. I was posting them for I think 300k when I first showed you guys. But then when patch 8.3 came out, I decided to drop them to 100k. And I did get undercut, I think, to like maybe 77k. And this is a 77k sale. So even then at 77k, I'm still very, very happy that they're selling at that price, because it doesn't take very long to craft these boots. You could just craft them once a week. And even then, you're probably going to have an overstock. So just selling them for whatever you can get is even just going to, it's just always going to be a lot of gold. So, I mean, 77k, that's a lot of gold for one pair of boots, right? So yeah, especially for the time you put in. So I already have another pair crafted and on the auction house. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm every week crafting them up and even keeping an overstock of them. Just, you know, I'm never going to stop crafting them once a week, even if I'm not selling one once a week. Just that way, if one does sell, you have more to sell, you know, post up. I was also selling some shimmer scale diving suits and helmets. I don't know why. People were buying these, I think, for 500 gold each. I don't know why. I don't question why people buy things. But once again, another Uncanny Combatant bow. That's for 8k. And then just some random stuff. Drums of Fury, a stack of 50 for 2.5k. Drums of the Maelstrom at 1.3k. These I used to level up leatherworking though, so these were, I think, at a loss. Maybe they're at a profit now that it's patch 8.3. But at the time that I crafted these, they were at a loss. But they did finally sell. And then a comfortable Rider's Barding. That's a piece of mounting equipment from BFA. That sold for 5-point-something k. But 4.9k after the tax. So yep, another 112k opening. So yeah, we're not even on the best one yet though, guys. We're not even on the best one yet. I'll see you guys, I think, on the best one. I think that's the next character. Let's see. Yes, I was right. This is the character that I'm the most excited to show you guys. This character I didn't show you in the last video because, like I mentioned then, I was saving all of my potions and flasks for the raids to come out. So since the first week of the patch, there was no raids. Besides, I think maybe normal, maybe not even that. But yeah, there was no raids, so I didn't post any of my potions and flasks. And so this is from this 1 week. This is not from 2 weeks. This is one single week worth of sales, and we are up to 366k. And let me tell you guys, I was not able to capitalize on this because I make these videos every week and I save all the gold. This 366k has been sitting here, and man, I have not been able to keep up with all the demand for potions and flasks because I sold everything. Like, I have nothing left. Anytime I would craft up a bunch of potions and flasks, they would sell. They would just keep selling and selling and selling every time I post them. So I have just nothing because I have to keep going out and gathering my own materials because the material prices, like Zenithid has been at like 70 gold each for the past week. So I haven't really bought any. I was just going out and gathering, and even then I'm down to 25k gold on this character since I had to spend so much gold buying like Ticeberry linen and stuff like that. And I didn't collect all this gold because I had to wait for this video. So yeah, this would have been nice to have this week for just capitalizing and capitalizing and capitalizing. But it just lets us know that next week is going to be crazy because now I have 380k, basically 400k on this character to reinvest into Zenithid that is now back down to like 30 gold each, which is a much better price to buy them at instead of having to go out and gather. I was gathering for hours. I was gathering for like a full day straight because I needed like thousands of Zenithid to keep up with the demand, and I couldn't meet it. I just couldn't gather that much. So yes, I'm so excited to have this gold finally. I've been looking at it just sitting here for the past week and not being able to use it to make more gold. But now that mythics are out, hopefully next week we have a crazy opening on this guy, even crazier than 366k. So now moving over to my Inscriptionist, and guys, we're not done. Trust me, we are not done. However, before we open the mailbox, I did want to make mention that this is now, I decided what character to put cooking on. I decided to put it on my Inscriptionist because my Inscriptionist is going to be the one that needs the most revered and exalted reputations. So it made sense that since it's a secondary profession, cooking, it would be best to put it on the character that's going to have those revered and exalted reputations for all of the rank 3 recipes for cooking as well. So it's kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone, and Inscriptionist was, like, just in my mind, the best profession to pair up with cooking. So I did fully level up cooking. I now have cooking maxed out, and I did go out and get the new patch 8.3 recipes for you know, the questionable meat, the malformed gnashers, and the aberrant void fins. I'm going to be making guides finally, guys, not just these openings, and I'm definitely going to be making guides on like these new materials because well, you're going to see just farming the new materials has been quite profitable not only crafting with them, but also just selling them raw on the auction house as the like aberrant voidfin they were selling. But yeah, I did craft up everything. If we take a look at my TSM here, you can take a look at my cooking profits. The new stuff is quite profitable. It's quite profitable, and it does sell. I've seen people saying that the new stuff doesn't sell. Maybe you're on an extremely low pop server, but on a medium pop server like I'm on, they're selling. Trust me, they're selling. There are not quite a lot of things that are green profit, as you can see, but there are enough to, I'll show you the mailbox, right, in a few seconds here. But there is enough green here to make quite a bit of profit. I was also making, with all these spare parts that I had left over, you can see here, I need to get more ionized mineral and craft more of these, but I was also making the Mechadow's Big Mech. And the same day that I got level 175 Colterian cooking, this rank 3 recipe, the world quest was up for it, so I was able to get that rank 3 the first day, which is quite nice. So yes, let's take a look at the gold that we got this week on now our Inscriptionist and Cook. So it's kind of like a 2-for-1 class now. So like I said, guys, we're not done. The train has not stopped rolling. Another over 100k gold opening. So we haven't opened anything that was under, I think, 108k. Maybe it was 114k was the lowest so far. So we're just, this week has been so much better than every other week. Like, it's crazy. So once again, going over what we sold, just the compendiums, highborn compendiums, just make those, guys. If you're not making those, just make them. They're eye level 400, so everyone needs them still, and they're so good as well, like the effects that they have, that they sell every single day. I sell multiple every single day. I don't think I make enough. I only make 2 at a time, and I think that's not enough. I think I need to actually be posting more. But also contracts are selling. Tomes of the Quiet Mind. These things are selling in huge stacks. I need to make so much more of those at a time, not just 20. So I need to change my crafting operations for these things because, yeah, I would post 20 and then they would just all sell in one stack. So it's like, I need to make more. But yeah, those are selling because of, obviously, the horrific visions and the raids. So everyone's needing that stuff. All the war scrolls are selling, 15 of these for 6k there, because, once again, horrific visions and raids. I'm selling a lot of foods. Some of these are for leveling up cooking, and some of these were for actual profit. So yeah, you can just see the prices here. So some of them are not for a lot, that's what I mean, and then some of them do sell for quite a bit. So once again, I was also selling aberrant void fins. If I had a few left over after all of the ones that I used for cooking, then I would just post them, and they're selling for, I think, 200 gold to 250 gold each. So I definitely was posting them. And then here you can see just a bunch of foods, a stack of 203 Malford Mashers for 25k. That is a lot. I was making, I think, 50 to 60k an hour just fishing Malform Nashers. Also from level 1 fishing. You can just go out there with level 1 fishing and you just catch them. Like, you don't need a specific level to actually catch the Malform Nashers and the Aberrant Voidfins. So the prices have dipped quite a bit by now. That was 3 days ago. In these 3 days, they're down to about 100 to 150 gold each. So it would be maybe 30k an hour now. So yeah, keep that in mind. Your servers are very different than mine. My server is very weird in my opinion. A lot of stuff sells, but I'm on a medium pop, and they sell for a lot. So like right here, Baked Void Fin, 21, 10k, easy. So yeah, also I've been selling Ultramarine ink. I have just thousands and thousands, as I expect any Inscriptionist to have thousands and thousands. So I've been trying to sell them. It looks like I got lucky today, and I did sell a stack of 200. So that's very good. I just have, I think, 5k posted. So any that I can sell is a win to me. And there we go, 130k on the Inscriptionist. We've been on such a good roll. I can't wait to see the final tally. Like, I don't know how much. I haven't added it all up. So I don't know exactly how much we're going to end with, but we'll see here in just a couple characters. So now moving over to my Jewel Crafter, I did try to get a little bit better at keeping up actual gems on the auction house this week, rather than just the rings and the staff. So let's take a look at how much gold we earned. Here we go, 56k gold on the Jewel Crafter. Even though this is our first opening under 100k and it's our lowest so far, that still makes me feel so good. Like, compared to all the rest of the videos so far in this series, we are just, this makes me feel like just so much gold, especially on a medium pop server. But scrolling back down for the week, as we are still selling these eye level 300 rings, is crazy. These right here are 310. They turn purple and they go up 10 eye levels when you craft them. In the actual crafting page, it shows them as blue and level 300. But yeah, these eye level 310 rings are still selling. I don't know why, guys. I don't know why. But yeah, they're still selling between 1 to like 4k gold each. And every single day, just every single day, I'm selling multiple of them on a medium pop server. So craft those up if you're not already. Right here, sold 3 Leviathan's Eye of Agility for 1k each. Those were overpriced, so that's why I sold them at that price. So yeah, I wish I sold more though. And like I said, I was trying to keep more gems on the auction house. I was selling some gems that I used to level up Jewelcrafting with, like these quick golden barrels. I sold 46 of those. You know, not for a lot, but I did craft those to level up Jewelcrafting, and at the time I leveled up Jewelcrafting, they were at a loss. But now that it's patch 8.3 and all the prices reset, actually every single gem that I sold was at a profit, which is a lot nicer. I'm glad they didn't sell before, because I did have them posted before just at a loss, because I leveled up with them. So yeah, I was selling, BFA gems. These are all BFA gems, so Masterful Sea Currents, mostly the epic ones. Those are the only ones that I craft. So you can see here, I have my stock right here of epic gems. So yeah, those are the only ones that I actually craft. The other ones are just from leveling up. Once again, just more rings. Sold 5 Sage Agates for 9k before tax, I believe. Those were really overpriced. I wish, once again, I sold more, but I did sell 5 at 9k, and that was a lot. Sold a staff, Uncanny Staff, 21k right there. That's a lot of gold. And that's pretty much it. The rest is just, little bits. Now that the auction house is the way it is for patch 8.3, it's mostly just, little tiny stacks of things. If it all collected it at once, these would be much bigger gold stacks right here. Like if it condensed all the quick owl's eye, for example, condensed those down to 8 instead of 6 and 2, and then the stack would be higher than what it is. So yeah, that's why I'm just kind of skimming over everything, because it's kind of just all the same stuff that's down here. It's just, it keeps selling, So yeah, more Leviathan's Eye. Leviathan's Eye are crafting at a profit for me on my server, so that's nice. Quicksand Spindles, those are crafting at a profit for me. So I'm just giving you guys examples of what you can craft on your server for profits. This is what works for me, and we're collecting up 56k on the Jewel Crafter, which still makes me happy. Even though so far in this video it's the lowest we've had. Wow, 56k, the lowest, right? Moving on to my tailor, I did mention that I now craft all the uncanny gear at rank 2, and I have all of the uncanny cloth pieces of gear up on the auction house. However, this week, this is the so far actual lowest gold we're going to collect up at about 19k. Even though I have all the uncanny gear on the auction house, none of the cloth is selling. I don't know why, but no one wants cloth gear on my server apparently. They're all like plate wearers apparently, because like all the plate sells like crazy, but then the cloth, just nothing selling. But going over what did sell, I have been trying to once again get better at keeping up bags on the auction house. I've been really bad at keeping up a stock of bags on the auction house, and especially for patch 8.3, you want to be crafting any bag that is profitable, because I'm selling Frostweave bags at 600 gold each, a little bit more obviously, and I'm selling those pretty much every single day. Also deep sea bags, I'm selling those. I think I'm making about 400 gold per bag. I'm selling them for 900 gold each, and I sold 4 that day, so for the next day, and then I think not again, but I need to make more deep sea bags. If you're selling your whole stock within a day, you need to up that stock that you have. So yeah, I need to make maybe like 6 bags, maybe 8 bags. We'll have to see. It'll be little by little. I'll be testing it out. And then I did sell one uncanny piece, but it was a cloak, so it's just something that any class can use, which is what I was already selling last week as well. However, we actually finally sold one. So yeah, I don't know why people don't want cloth pieces of gear on my server. And the rest, the rest I'm skimming over because it's all just low amounts of gold. It's all just transmog. I craft one of everything for tailoring, and I have maxed out classic tailoring, so it's just a lot of like small bits of gold for that stuff. But yeah, the bags are the big thing, and the uncanny gear. which I wish I sold more of, but hopefully next week we'll make a bit more from that, since this was the first week we actually got it onto the auction house. Now for the final opening of the week, we have our Transmog Sales. I'm kind of disappointed this week in our Transmog Sales. I mean, I know why we're at 12k for the week, the whole week with Transmog. It's because I'm not farming any Transmog, so I'm selling all the good stuff and all the bad stuff is still just sitting there. So I know why this is happening. I'm really trying to get my Transmog character, my farmer, geared out so I can be very efficient with Transmog farming. I'm really close this time. I have my Legion legendaries finally. So I just need to get the BFA gear, so I need to do every single BFA quest, which, that kind of takes a while. So that's what I'm basically stuck on now, and that's all I need left. But, yeah, so that's why we haven't made much. We made 12k this week on the Transmog character. The biggest thing was just a Deadeye monocle, which, if you have a skinner, you want to go to Legion if you haven't yet, and do the skinning quest line, because in the middle, you will get a quest, and it gives you, as a reward, the Deadeye monocle. It's from Hemet Nessingwary, and on my server, I've sold I think 3 of these now for 10k each, so it's just kind of like free gold if you have skinning. And if you don't have skinning, and you have a free alt open with like a open profession, just get skinning real quick. It costs like 30 gold. Go do the quest chain and get this transmog, and it's just free gold. Along with, if you keep skinning, you can go back every 2 days and get Fellhide, and on my server, those sell for 800 gold each, and you get 6 every single 2 days. So, yeah, that's, that's like a few K a day if you split it in half, So, yeah, Legion skinning doing quite well, but, this is the Transmog character. And, yeah, 12k, oh well, we'll start getting Transmog Sales very soon, I promise, guys, I promise. There's so much stuff to work on with the crafting characters. But let's finally take a look at how much gold we made this week. So, we started at 366k, we ended last video at 366k. We started this video at 177k. That means we spent 188k gold, 189k gold, and we have to earn 189k to make a profit this week, and we quite well blew past that. But let's see how far did we blow past that. I'm curious. Wow, we go from 366k to 1,248k. We have 1 million gold, guys. We went from 366k to over 1 million in 1 week. That's crazy. That's so much gold. So we profited. I don't know how much we profited. That's almost 1 million profit. That's just shy of 1 million profit. I think that's 138k. There we go. It's 138k under 1 million. So 800. I don't know. Do the math, guys. Almost 1 million. It was just shy of 1 million gold that we made this week, which is crazy. That's so much. I've never had this much gold in, I don't think ever. So this is the most gold I've ever had, and we made it in a week. That's crazy. 1 million. Almost. I really wish that we made 1 million, because then I could title this video. I'm so flustered, guys, over this. It's so much gold. But I could have titled this video, 1 million gold in 1 week. I might just. Do you guys mind? Maybe I will. It's so close to 1 million gold. Yeah, if we don't count what we spent, it's 1 million gold. But including what we spent, it was just shy. So yeah, that's so much gold. As you can tell, I'm super excited and super happy for this week. And now we have 1.2 million to invest. We're going to spend all this gold, I promise you. And you guys should be doing that too if you're making bank. You need to reinvest this gold. I'm going to be making hundreds of potions and hundreds of flasks instead of just 55 of each this week, because I now have the funds to do that. I will be spending so much gold on materials for crafting, so that way next week we can hopefully make even more. That's the plan, and that's the hope, is that you keep making more and more and more. So if we're making 1 million gold this week and we're making more next week, I just can't wait. I'm gonna be honest, guys, because we're gonna hit that Brutosaur quick if that's the case. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like, and if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button plus the bell next to it so you can be notified whenever I upload a video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.